Hello and welcome to lesson number 1, the basic lesson of engine startup, taxi, and takeoff. We're located in our beautiful new trainer aircraft located at the Pierce County Airport, some 30 miles south of Seattle. It's a beautiful day for flying. Winds are about 2 miles per hour, and the skies are nice and clear. As we sit in the trainer aircraft now, we're located in the main cockpit view, F3. In addition to the F3 view, you can go to F2 view for a partial panel, or F4 for a virtual cockpit view. The virtual cockpit view enables scrolling from side to side and from up and down. This is your best sightseeing view. Back to F3 now. In the cockpit of the trainer, the basic startup in the trainer aircraft is all linked to the E key. Press the E key now to start the engine. Once the engine is started, your artificial horizon indicator will come to life. You'll notice an oil temperature and oil pressure indication, as well as RPM. Looking outside the aircraft now, you notice the engine is certainly running. Turn on your beacon light to notify people that in fact you are now an operating aircraft. In addition to the beacon lighting of the rear tail, you can turn on your strobes, and that will help your collision avoidance as well. A brief panoramic view here will show that we're parked at the main parking area, and we're closest to the active runway 34 at Pierce County, so we're going to taxi to that runway in just a moment. Back inside, to taxi any aircraft, you must realize that the brakes are just as important as the throttle. Release the parking brakes by pressing the B key. Once the brakes are released, the aircraft may start to roll, or you can nudge a slight amount of power to get it moving. Use the throttle to about 1,000 RPM to get the aircraft in motion. Now bring the power back to idle. To make a right turn, press in on your right foot or your right rudder pedal if you have a set of controls, or your right rudder key, which is the right arrow key on the main keyboard. Neutralize your rudder pedals to continue your course straight ahead. Add left rudder to make a left turn, right rudder to make a right turn. We're going to make a right 360-degree turn here for you by using the right rudder pedal. The right rudder pedal moves the front nose wheel, thus making you turn. We're going to taxi out now to the active runway after our brief demonstration there of turning. Right rudder pedal now will get you into a right turn. If you go too fast, use the insert and delete keys together on your keypad. Those are your brakes. That'll bring you to a complete stop. Back inside using the F3 key, we're going to continue our taxi out to the active runway. Add a little power up to 1,000 RPM. Then use the right brake pedal, the right rudder pedal to make yourself turn to the right. Taxiing the trainer aircraft is a bit spongy and a bit sensitive at first, but once you get used to it, it's quite easy. It's a very docile and durable aircraft to fly. We should taxi at a brisk walking speed, as the F9 view will show us. We're moving at about 10 to 12 miles per hour. 9 knots exactly by using the F12 tape strip. Back inside, to keep on the center line, make sure the end of the stripe disappears on the horizon. The end of the stripe that vanishes at the very end of the screen is between your 2 feet. That'll keep you on the center line. Add a little bit of power to keep moving. If we're on a good straightaway, we can go a little bit faster. I wouldn't exceed 15 knots, as the aircraft is really meant to be in the air and not meant to be a car. It'll get really squirrely once you build up speed, and if you start moving the rudder pedals all around, you'll get into some trouble. To slow down, again, the insert and delete keypad keys together will give you good braking. If you want just a little braking, just tap them gently. Right now I'm using left rudder to turn the plane left. Now I've neutralized it. Now a little more left rudder. Hold it in, hold it in, hold it in. Let go. Brakes on. To hold short of the runway by the hold short lines. These lines were established to tell you once you pass these lines you are now on the runway. From inside the aircraft, give a look to the right and to the left to make sure that nobody is coming. Once you're satisfied that there'll be no traffic in the way, we'll not only broadcast on the radio, but we will taxi out and get onto the runway. Now this aircraft takes off at about 50 to 60 knots airspeed with flaps up. At about 55 knots, start to pull back gently on the yoke. If you have a joystick, pull back gently on that, pulling towards you. Just bring the nose up slightly. Not much at all, just a few degrees up, and the airplane will very quickly fly off the ground by itself. Once we're in position, we're going to hold our brakes for a second. Just double check that we are ready for takeoff. Make sure that our oil temperature and oil pressure is good, as well as a double check of the fuel quantity. Make sure that our carb heat is off and our flaps are up. Also check any radios you want to use, of course, are on. An official checklist is something you should be using all the time, but it's good to give it a brief, quick check from your memory right before takeoff. Make sure all instruments are working. The artificial horizon, the directional gyro are aiming down the proper runway heading. Looks good to go. We're ready for takeoff or collision avoidance. On the front of the aircraft, you may want to turn on your landing light by hitting the L key. That'll just be easy to see even during the daylight for other aircraft. Brakes are released and we're ready to go. Advance the power smoothly to maximum thrust all the way forward. And once the aircraft builds up speed, it'll be ready to fly. We're now at 50 knots, 55, 60. Pull back really gently. Ease it back on the yoke, and we're off the ground. Keep the nose just about where you see it now. Keep the top of the dashboard perhaps an actual inch below the horizon line, depending on your monitor, but just about there. Take a look out the right window, now the left window. Notice the pitch, the angle of degrees formed between the horizon line and the bottom of the wing. Looks to be about a 10 to 12 degree pitch up attitude. That's a good climbing angle. At this pitch up attitude, we are climbing at 1,000 feet per minute at 70 knots. A flyby view will show us our aircraft flying past us. Back inside using the F3 key, we're continuing our climb on the runway heading of 340 degrees. Now, just quickly, of course, you're controlling the aircraft with your yoke. Keeping the wings level is a matter of right and left yoke adjustments. Adjusting your pitch is a matter of up and down motion, which corresponds to back and forth motion of the yoke. Pull back on the yoke to increase your climb attitude, just like that. Push forward on the yoke to decrease your climb attitude. Right motion on the wheel, left motion on the wheel. Neutralize is to bring back the plane wing level in the climb. We're going to keep the nose where it is. Now let's say we want to level off at an altitude of 3,000 feet. To do so, right before 3,000, we'll lower the nose to a straight and level pitch attitude. You can use your wings angle against the horizon for this. As we approach our level off altitude, looking at the right wing, you can lower the nose in this view to right about here, right as you see it, as a straight and level pitch attitude. Use your right bracket key now to trim the nose down. I gave the right bracket key 19 clicks. That will trim your nose down, reduce power to about 24 to 2500 RPM. In addition, a few more right clicks of the right bracket key is needed in order to trim the nose down. The reason you have to trim the nose down is if you didn't, that excess speed that you're building up right now, as you notice we're over 100 knots, is going to make your aircraft want to keep climbing. You have to trim off that pressure by moving that trim tab on the rear position of the elevator. You'll no longer have to push forward as hard. So leveled off at 3,000 feet now, and we're at about 110 knots, which is normal cruise speed, and we have trimmed the nose down significantly. If you notice your trim tab indicator, it's somewhere between takeoff position, which is really neutral, and full forward. All aircraft in flight need a lot of trim down because you're now flying at many more times faster than your actual takeoff speed. The view at the right shows our right view and how the wing is level with the horizon, as well as the left view. It's a beautiful day here at 3,000 feet. I hope you enjoy it, and we'll continue with the next set of lessons after this. This concludes the basic takeoff and climb lesson.